Riot Games, I need you guys to do something. I am an incredibly strong person, and I've been streaming for a very long time, but absolutely nothing prepares you for someone saying this to you. The suspensions are not enough. Nothing will ever stop these men from acting this way until hardware bans go into play. They should never be able to play the game again. I know you hear us. I know you see us. If this goes unpunished, I am taking this as an active act from you that you do not give a single fuck about any women or minorities playing this game, and I will rally to boycott.
But you are literally just fucking all talk, bro.
Oh, be honest with me.
My ult's ready.
Do you know what rape feels like?
No, I don't actually.
Well, do you want to know?
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
Because you're heading on the right path right now.
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
You're going on the right path for it.
Is that what you're saying?
Toxins going up.
It's not rape if I like it. Is it now? Hectic. Oh.
You just mute him? Yeah, I just mute him and report him. Right, like, yeah, and so anyway, what's so crazy about this to me is the fact that, like, the amount of people that popped off about this, people have basically ratioed her in the comments, and they are more supportive of the guy saying this than the girl. Like, read some of these. Computer, I want you to simulate a full Xbox Live multiplayer lobby for the 2009, you know where this is going, the 2009 Call of Duty video game Modern Warfare 2. Enable misogyny, name-calling, racism, xenophobia, sexually explicit language, and swearing. Oh, and computer, turn off all inward prohibitors. Oh my god, people can't handle internet shit talk, shouldn't be able to play online games. And if people are like, gaming has been ruined, fuck you. This is the most cynical thing I've ever seen. She isn't offended, never was offended. Eggs them on. What's the rest of this? Yeah, it's crazy how people are just like tired of this shit. Like, in my opinion, I think they should ban the guy, right? I mean, like, you can't threaten to rape people. That's crazy. That's nuts. Like, you can't do that. But like, it's incredible to me that so many people feel this way. Just mute and report? Yeah, no doubt. It should be a perma 100%. Yeah, but like, look how many people are just like fucking tired of it. It's nuts, man. Yeah, look at all, like, I've never seen this much pushback to a person who's like took a clip like this. This comment section is also not it. What's the context? Well, let's read some of the comments on the actual post itself. Let me see if I can find it here. Ah, fuck, where is it? There we go. She baited that response.
I literally just fucking...
I mean, if somebody baited a response from me, they probably wouldn't be able to get me to tell them that I would rape them. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of... I mean, come on, man. Come on, she baited that. Like, how are you going to say that anyway? All of the most popular response. So you rage quit a game and tattled because someone was shit-talking you? LMFAO get filtered with just... Oh my god. Man, that is crazy. I don't speak his language. Can anyone translate? You apologize to all the people insulted during the WZ1 days? Oh, Warzone 1? Yeah. I had an incredibly strong person get off the internet. Gamers rise up. It is nuts to see how many people are just like tired of being told what they can and can't say. That like, and I think that the problem is like, this guy's obviously like a piece of shit for talking like this, right? And it's crazy that it's gotten so bad that people are actually defending this. That's what's so crazy about the whole thing. I think that you're probably going to see this become more common. I do. I think you're going to see this become way more common because I think that people over the last like 5 or 10 years have been, like, in general, gaming, like, who are the people that are playing online competitive shooter games? Young guys. Young guys are the primary audience. Like, Valorant has a lot of girls that play it, but like, if you look at every other game put together, I would say the online shooter audience is like 90% young guys, young bucks, right? And I think that young guys just don't want people to tell them what they can and can't say. Like, it's literally that simple. Like, that's where it begins and ends. It doesn't matter what you're saying. It doesn't matter what the reason for it is. They just don't want to be told what to do. So, like, even if you think that you're doing it for, like, a good reason or whatever, it doesn't matter to them. Straight up, they just don't care. And I'm really kind of curious to see where this is going to go. Because, like, if enough people don't care about this and actively get mad whenever there's rules against it, I wonder if companies will just stop getting rid of the rules. Because, like, they can't ban everybody, right? I mean, naturally. And not only can they not ban everybody, I mean, companies exist to make money. They don't really care about any of these issues anyway. So it really makes me curious to see what's going to happen in the future. Man, filtering internet chat is so lame. Yeah, and that's the way that a lot of people feel. Like, I feel like the solution that a lot of games are probably going to have, and this is what I think is going to happen, is that there's probably going to be 2 different types of lobbies. Because, like, that's the only way I could see this ever working in the long term. Because I don't think that you're ever going to be able to get guys like this dude in here to, like, not say shit like this. Like, you can try to ban them and, you know, like, oh, we're going to get rid of them. They're just going to make another account. It's a free game, right? A toxic ranked or classic ranked? Well, I feel like toxic rank and classic ranked are the same thing. But, you know, like, basically, yeah, more casual ranked versus not. There's a difference between threats and filters. Threats should always be taken seriously. Well, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be. But what I'm saying is, like, I find this to be very interesting that somebody who's, like, basically making a rape threat, like, I would say this is a rape threat. It is, even though it's not a serious one. I think that, like, the seriousness of a threat should not be taken into consideration. It's like a threat just categorically is bad. And if you make something that could be interpreted as a threat, it's not a real threat. Yeah, but a fake threat isn't like that. I think that's just as bad in terms of, like, how the company should approach it. Like, I don't like this idea, like, oh, well, we knew he didn't really mean it. No, it doesn't matter. Like, you shouldn't be talking like that. It wasn't a threat. It's just as bad. No, I mean, a threat's a threat. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and anybody, by the way, would believe that this is a threat. Anybody actually thinks this is a threat. People that are saying it's not are, what do you call it? Are lying. So if I say I'm gonna fuck your mom, just someone, is it a threat? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on, like, what you say you're going to do, right? But just in general, being disingenuous, yeah, I think so too. But I do think, like, obviously, like, they should ban people that are, like, aggressive and, like, hostile and shit. But it's very interesting to me because, like, after seeing the last 5 years with, like, how many rules different websites have had for, like, speech and everything, it really makes me think more about, like, how big of an impact, like, Elon Musk buying Twitter and then removing all the rules out of Twitter was. Because I feel like this would have never happened on Twitter in, like, 2020. Because, like, now everybody is doing this shit. Everybody's saying it. And I think that all of these people were, like, suppressed for a long time. And now that they can actually speak out, I think that a lot of people are having, like, a fucking mental breakdown that there's way more of them than what they had imagined. I don't think that, because, like, social media does a really great job at painting an inaccurate picture of the world. Because especially, like, I mean, whenever you have a bunch of rules and, like, one type of thinking or one type of behavior is literally against the rules, well, you're not going to see any of it. Is that because it's gone? No, it's because it's against the rules. So, hence the TikTok ban? Yeah, maybe. You already have shit like this where game servers are cheaters and normal players? Yeah, exactly. There's just a new generation of high schoolers. There's always degenerates. I don't think that it's all high schoolers, to be honest with you. I think that a lot of the people that are okay with this, people don't talk like this in public without repercussions. No, they don't. But the thing is that there's a lot of guys that play video games. Like, this is the truth. There's a lot of guys that play video games that want to be able to talk like this and act like this. That's just it. They want to be able to act like this. Like, and they would talk like this in real life if they could. So they do, yeah. Educated suburbanites are out of touch with reality. Well, I think that what happens is, like, social media paints a very inaccurate picture of the way the world is. Because, like, for example, like on Twitch, for example, you don't really see a lot of right-wing content or right-wing content creators. Like, I know people like to meme and say, like, oh, what about you? Let's be honest here, right? We don't. Why is that? Well, it's because if you have a lot of those viewpoints, you get banned. Straight up. You get fucking banned. So, like, do you have any, like, is this really a good, like, metric of, like, what the world is like, or, like, what people are thinking whenever only one version of, like, thought is platformable? Yeah, but they don't disappear. Yeah, and also, like, what viewpoints? Advertisers don't want it. I think advertisers are a big component to it. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons for it, too. Saying gamers act this way isn't an excuse to act like an idiot. I think that you're misunderstanding the way that people are. What gives you the idea that people need an excuse for their behavior? Why do you think people need an excuse for it? Because needing an excuse implies that they are accountable to you. And they're not accountable to you. You're just a nobody. So whenever people act a certain way on the internet, they don't need an excuse to act that way because they can do whatever they want. Most of the time people don't think about their behavior. It's automatic. Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't look like an idiot and not expect a clapback. No, I mean, I think they should ban this guy for sure, right? It's not even a question. But I'm going to be curious to see, like, how much now, because people can actually express what they think about things, how much this is going to change. I seriously think the internet is actually real life. The problem is you saying here the internet is real life. What the fuck? You're not just as bad saying what he said was good, but you're not looking at what this actually is. I'm not even going to pull you up or argue with you. You're illiterate and you can't spell, and so it's just a waste of time. I'm not even going to try to explain it or figure it out. Yeah, I don't even want to waste my time. But yeah, like really, why should I care? Yeah, exactly. South Korea doesn't have this. ID is required for games. Completely got rid of this. Yeah, but like a lot of people don't want to have ID, which makes sense. There's a difference between free speech and hate speech. Maybe in your country there is, but over here in the U.S. there's not. Like, for example, like you can't go to jail for hate speech here in the U.S. because like we have the First Amendment. But in other countries, like especially in like European countries, a lot of them do have laws against that. Yeah. The guy talks big with a hidden shroud of anonymity. I bet he'd cry like a little bitch if he was exposed and his job was on the line. His life was ruined for all the shit talk he spewed. Yeah, exactly. But like and this is the problem is like, so, and I think this is the mindset that has kind of radicalized a lot of people, because like what you're saying is right. I bet he'd cry like a little bitch if he was exposed and his job was on the line. His life was ruined. What happens whenever that happens to somebody and then they decide to get back at you? Right? Like, what happens whenever, like, you know, that happens to somebody and then all those people just decide, hey, you know what? We're going to do the same thing back to you. Or something worse than that. And I think that that's kind of what's happening. Is that, like, now that people are able to, like, say, you know, what they want to say, they're able to do that. That's how you get radicals? Yeah. It is what it is. Shouldn't lose a job? Well, I don't really care. Like, I'm just saying that I think that this is a huge, like, culture shift. And I feel like a lot of people aren't really taking it as seriously as they should be. Because this is, I think it's really, really big. And I feel like also, like, it's probably just started. Like, I see more people using, like, gamer words now on, like, different platforms. Way more than in, like, the last 5 years. I think it's been going up by a lot. You know, 100% should lose his job? Well, I mean, whatever you think it is or not, like, all I'm saying is that, like, if you want to punish somebody for, like, their behavior, don't be surprised whenever enough of those people get together and then they try to punish you. That's just the way it is. Like, I'm like, whether you think that you're in the right or not, that's 100% what's going to happen. Retard has made a big comeback. Oh, yeah, people are using all kinds of words now. Intolerance is making a comeback. Normal people don't talk or act like this. They're the minority. Well, they don't have to be the majority. If there's enough people, it doesn't really matter whether they're a minority or not. If they can, like, exercise power in a certain area and, like, suppress people, then it doesn't matter whether they're, like, an actual, like, formal majority or not. Censoring radicalizes people? Yeah, I think that's kind of, like, what happened. That's what started happening, is that I think as soon as people started getting censored, I disagree with you, but someone should never break the rules or TOS. He should be banned for TOS. Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I don't think anybody thinks the guy shouldn't get banned, right? It's not even a question. But I'm just saying that I feel like we are witnessing right now a massive culture shift. And I think it's happening right in front of us. I think like the response to posts like this is like a huge indication that it's happening. It's an incel revolution. Unironically, in some cases, yeah. I'm not kidding. I legit think it's happening. Culture shift to what way? To people being able to say and do whatever the fuck they want. Because I think that what happened is that like COVID censorship radicalized a lot of people. And after COVID censorship, then people started being so angry and like hyper aggressive towards any type of suppression that then they started just fighting back against all of it. Toxicity is back, baby. Yeah, there you go. What the fuck is COVID censorship? Oh, well, during COVID, a lot of people went online, and obviously and COVID was like at the same time as like the BLM riots and everything. And at that time, there were people that expressed opinions about COVID that were like not the standardized like normal opinion. And then those people were deplatformed. Now, whether you think that's true or not, or accurate or not, sorry, not true, but fair or not, doesn't really matter. I think that it's very obvious that those actions massively radicalized a huge contingency of the population. Like a huge amount of people got hyper radicalized by that happening. So, and I think this is the reaction to it. Yeah, Canada bros sads, all censorship is bad. Well, I think nobody really believes that, right? People think that censoring like threats and like doxing is generally a good thing. But for the most part, and like calls to violence, generally a good thing. But, other than that, I think censorship is probably bad. Yeah, in almost all cases. Do you think people change that fast? No, I don't think they changed at all, actually. I think that it radicalized some people, but nobody changed. It just made people more of what they were. And I think that also, not only did it make more of people what they were, I think that, like, people being able to type anything they want on Twitter, nothing changed. It's just that now you get to see the other side. Like, they were always there. And that's why, like, for example, Trump won. I feel like Trump winning in 2016, and even Trump got, 70 million votes or something like that in 2020? It's not like these people weren't there. It's just that they didn't have a voice. And now that they have a voice, well, you get to hear it. I'm not saying this guy's a Trump supporter or anything, but I'm just saying, collectively. There's a difference between feeling able to say and do what you want and being immune to consequences and repercussions of said actions. I don't really think that difference is that big, personally. Because if somebody can create consequences that ruin your life, then you effectively can't do that action. So it's kind of like, for example, North Korea saying that people have freedom of speech, but if you speak out against them, then they kill you. It's like, yeah, you technically do have freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want. It's just that then you go to jail or you're dead. So I feel like freedom of speech is fundamentally freedom of consequences, at least from the government. So, yeah, I disagree with that. When have you ever had the freedom to make threats like that? Probably never. I don't know. I think not. Yeah. People acting like people are radical for not wanting censorship is wild. I do think that it is radical to think that the girl is in the wrong whenever she thinks that somebody who is making, insinuating rape threats at her should get banned. I think that is radical. That's crazy radical. I mean, I feel like I am a very reasonable person. I am an extremely reasonable person.